Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 23 My Team Career Mode. This is episode number 102 today, the penultimate episode of not only here in Season 6, but our entire My Team series on F1 23. It's time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, but last time out, be sure to go check that one out before you see this one, because we were in Japan, and it was a thrilling outcome to the race. Yuki Tsunoda once again was cooking once more after that little blip at GP 100, and he brought himself a little bit closer into the championship fight. There's still a lot of work to do, to be honest, and still the focus will be on Button, Leclerc, and myself, and especially, you know, because we're so close, us three now, the way we finished that race, both myself and Leclerc managing to hold 2 and 3 ahead of Button. I managed to swap obviously at the end and get that second place just at the end on the very last lap into the final chicane, and that crucially took points away from Button, having Leclerc still there, but both of us were damaged at the end, so it was a real kind of, you know, limp home to the end and allowed Tsunoda just to dominate the last remaining lap. But one thing I didn't actually notice at all in the last episode is we actually got enough points as a team versus Audi to secure the Constructors' Championship, because take a look there on the right hand side, the trophy is ours. So we go into the last 2 races of the season and of this game as 5-time Constructors champions. That is huge for us. We're only individually on 3 championships, by the way, so there's been 2 seasons where as a team we've done the job, but I individually have lost the title fight. But as a team, obviously with my team, you know, being about the team just as much, you know, that is mega stuff, especially because this year the AI, well, actually, to be fair, in many ways, because the AI have been so good and competitive, it's, you know, our teammates have consistently been amazing to us on this game. You know, Button's been mega. He's leading the championship at the moment. Obviously, Gasly was very quick. Pourchaire, very quick as well. You know, we've had some real top teammates that have scored us so many points where we haven't had to do all the heavy lifting, which was the case in older F1 games, just showing a testament to how far the AI have come, where you can actually rely on your teammate to actually score you good points now in later seasons. And to that effect, with, you know, Button leading the championship, he's obviously made a huge contribution to this Constructors title, but obviously last time we did beat him. Leclerc was ahead of him, so now his margin is only 2 points to mine. 1 point behind me is Leclerc, and then Tsunoda, with those 2 wins in the last 3 races, does close up, but he's still got to have another pretty decent Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But of course, there is the sprint in Brazil that could help any of us out to then set up the finale. So although this race is very important to set up the final episode on this game of the season, obviously it's not the last race technically that sets up the finale. The sprint race in that last episode will actually set up the final Grand Prix. So a bit of a weird dynamic here is it doesn't matter what happens in this race, of course, but there is half a chance the sprint of Brazil could also play a factor. But always very exciting to come to Jeddah for the second last episode of any season, as it's become a real favourite with you guys, the viewers, why we've had it as the second last race of the season for many seasons since we're able to edit the calendar with a mod, because it's just such a tense race. You know, the walls are coming at you so quick and fast and left and right. It's kind of like tunnel vision. You kind of get lost in it and in a trance in a way, and the slipstreaming is so powerful, back and forth, and the, you know, turn 1 so tight, can be quite deadly, and the other corners that can catch you out. It really, you know, is a high stakes second last race to set you up for that final one of the season. But it looks like it's going to be another high stakes race in terms of us for the championship. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Tsunoda, Button, Leclerc, and myself in the top 4 of Q1. That is exactly what you want to see as a neutral, just viewing from the outside. Obviously, you know, my life would be a lot easier if all 3 of them were down the order, but, you know, that is the tight fight we've got. you know, for most of this season, Jensen's been so good and consistent. That obviously helped us round out the Constructors' Championship already, basically. But then Leclerc's been so consistent to be up there without a win in the standings. And obviously we know how good Tsunoda can be when he is on form, and well, basing off last episode he is, and again he's up there. Leclerc and Sainz, both Audis into the top 10. The Ferraris making a bit of a stronger showing though, I must say, here in Q2. Button up there as well, but maybe Ferrari, is that going to be them annoyingly in the middle of this fighting? You know, we already had Sainz last episode. You know, he's not on the title fight, his teammate is, but he was a nuisance to all of us fighting Leclerc. Are the Ferraris now even more neutral of a team to the title fight? They're going to be involved. Well, our first flying lap in Q3 is good enough for P2 behind the said man I just mentioned, Carlos Sainz there, and the other Audi. So we're ahead of Tsunoda and Button and Leclerc at the moment. And I'm tempted to save a set of soft tyres, and that's what I'm going to do. I've decided that. I'm going to save one fresh set of softs, knowing how good it can be for the race. It might seem odd. I've basically given away some track position there because Button goes quicker on his second flying lap to grab pole position. So the championship leader is on pole. Tsunoda, P3, but look at Leclerc, P8, so we're at least ahead of Leclerc, and P6 is not that far back. If I get a good enough start on fresh softs, I could be where Button and Tsunoda are anyway, and I've got fresher tyres then for the rest of the stint. So playing a little bit of Formula 1 chess here. Let's see if it works out. Let's go to the race. It's a fairly short run down to turn 1, and the walls are very close. This is always a very intriguing race start here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We are on that brand spanking new set of soft tyres. There was a temptation to maybe save them for the end of the race, but I want to cover ourselves off in case there's an early safety car that might screw us over if we weren't using the softs already. It seems like others have joined me on a set of soft tyres, Verstappen mainly, and Tsunoda I think I can see there as well on the softs. Button on the mediums, Leclerc on the mediums, you can see in the top left. So this is a half and half split between us four championship rivals for what tyre we start. Let's see who's picked the better option then as we get ready for the second last Grand Prix of the season and this game. To 5 red lights, it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're on the way. Tsunoda with a good start. The pole man, Button, it's a slow one for him. He's managed to hold off Verstappen behind, but Tsunoda gets into the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Those soft tyres have paid massive dividends for him and might just pay dividends for me as we get up to third place. What did I say? We get one good start and we're now on a new set of softs compared to Tsunoda's old set, so he should start feeling more tyre wear, you know, sooner than me, obviously, so we can hopefully have better pace over the course of this stint, and the same versus Verstappen, really. Obviously, there is a thing to be said about the mediums eventually being the better race tyre, but let's see as Leclerc is fighting with Pierre Gasly, his friend, outside the cockpit, side by side for a moment, but Leclerc's got the job done, but that's for P9, so he's lost 3 positions off the start. Not ideal for Leclerc. Meanwhile, very ideal for Yuki Tsunoda off the back of a win and 2 wins in the last 3 races. Will this, though, be the odd one again where he's slumping? Right now, not so much because he's leading, but now Button may just retake that lead. He was on pole position. Can he get the job done? Around the outside, Tsunoda with the softs at this point still probably giving him the good grip, and it does give him the good grip to go around the outside to maintain P1. So for now, Tsunoda is in the driving seat. He can control things, and well, we can actually quite nicely slowly creep up to these two because they're fighting so much, and Button actually might just get the full lead here before the last sector. We're there, but oh, a bit of dirty air. You can see the understeer that kicked in there for me. We're just playing it patient and waiting for the right opportunity to maybe make a move. Tsunoda might go for the repass. Can we follow Button's rear end through and try and get it to a 1-2 position. This would be amazing. We don't even need to do well as a team. We've secured the Constructors' Championship. But, you know, this would obviously help myself and Button in terms of alleviating pressure, potentially. But I want to go for the lead of the race early on, because if we can get into clean air, maybe we can use the soft compound to good use and try and push away, potentially. And that would help us, because we are in a title fight with Button, of course. And he's showing good pace on the medium tire. We've got ahead right now, but Button stays with us. And crucially, this is the lap where DRS is activated, and he's going to come through to try and make a move. We don't put up too much of a fight in terms of with ERS, especially because we need to keep this clean. Yes, the Constructors might be wrapped up, but the good vibe that we've had all season is keeping it clean with Button. This is not another Gasly Porsche fiasco. So rules of engagement, keep it as clean as possible. We do go for the repass though. Oh god, bit of a massive drift as the rear end locks. Oh dear, I went to cover off the inside line. I tightened up my corner way too much. The rear end locks up and goes wayward. Now we have to go for the repass again on Button. Annoyingly, Tsunoda now is following us through. Oh my word, what a move for Tsunoda. Round the outside, can we get him on the exit? No, the rear end steps out on the curb, and Tsunoda has managed to foil both of us into P1. We just narrowly get ahead of Jensen, but Tsunoda's just done the 2-for-1 there. Once again, like in Japan, bloody cheeky as hell Tsunoda has been recently with these double overtake passes. Meanwhile, Leclerc is back up to P6, but it's not that impressive, to be honest, because that's where he qualified, so he just had such a bad start, so he's on the back foot and really now needs to pull up his socks. Meanwhile, back in our fight, Button going for the move on me, but I want to go for the move on Tsunoda. This is going to get proper close. 3 abreast as Jensen goes for the pass at the same time as me, and Tsunoda might actually just get the Uno reverse card there from P1 to P3. Not quite, unfortunately. He's in a sandwich now of this BMW AAR car, and he goes to the inside. We squeeze him, but we also have to try and defend Button as well, of course, and Button is going to try and finally get that move done on Tsunoda to once again make it a 1-2. Not quite though, that Aston's actually got some real good pace. Of course, remember, the Aston Martin, very, very solid chassis. It may not have maybe an amazing engine as we've seen at some power circuits, but at a race like Jeddah, it's going to absolutely flourish with that good chassis. As Leclerc just made a pass on his teammates. So for the first time, Leclerc's into the top 5 now, as Button is, well, getting very familiar with my rear wing there. He was tucked up a little bit. He couldn't quite make a move. And again, he's pretty much pushing me through the corner because he doesn't want to go for a move. So you can see even Button is, you know, repaying the favor, not being over aggressive with myself. And we're trying to play as nice as we can. But the annoying thing is we've got this little green car in the middle of us that's really not playing nice, because obviously he's going to try and overtake both of us. And Tsunoda again goes for that inside pass. This time, unlike the previous battle, we are able to get the power down with a bit of a drift. Oh no, we went far too deep, and Tsunoda, oh wow, he's completely done us. Tsunoda's he's switched back to us. We had the move, but then we just locked up a little and went wide. It was either that or really fully not making the corner. Rather would have slowed it down, and in doing so, we had to let Tsunoda by his Button again. Oh, look how close this stuff is. This is why I love Jeddah. This is why I love Jeddah for the second last race. That is unbelievably close to the wall. That could have been either in the wall, in Tsunoda's car, and Button at the same time was making his own move, and it now is a 1-2 for the team once again. But Button now is going to try and switch it round and get P1. Tsunoda close behind. Sainz now is a bit of a passenger watching this as we go for this switch back from left to right. Try and get the power down early on the outside now for the next left-hander. Give Jensen the room to work with, but we do manage to get back up into P1. But there's Sainz. He's up to third. Sainz is in third. He might even go for a move on Button. It's the wrong Audi who's up here in the fight. Leclerc's down to P7. It's absolutely the wrong Audi. Oh, what a move though. Did you see that in the background? Unbelievable commitment from Carlos Sainz there to try and go round the outside of Button, and they're all bunching up. Actually, Button is holding them up so much. Leclerc's now joined the party. This is a fight from P1 down to P7 potentially. Look at that. We're all on the same straight. There's only, I don't know, what, 2 seconds between myself and Leclerc from P1 to P7 as he looks to make a move. Sainz is wobbling about everywhere, trying to get past Button eventually. Button's done a real good job at, well, defending his second place, but he's actually just bunched everyone up, basically. He's brought Leclerc back into the fight. A little bit annoyingly, maybe, for the likes of Tsunoda himself and me, of course, but let's see. Right now, it's actually, like I said, the wrong Audi who is now trying to attack us. We're using the battery, but the Audi is so slippery in a straight line, and Sainz is committed maybe to the inside. He goes for it. He's tapped us wide. What have you done, Sainz? I think there's damage for the Audi, of course, because he just went for the kamikaze dive bomb. It's happened again, like in Japan. He's got in the middle of the title fight. Button and Tsunoda now, they're side by side for the leader. Oh my God. George Russell, what have you done? Absolute terrorism into the final corner, and there's more chaos and contact. It's a pile-up. Zhou Guanyu has broken his front wing. Oh my... No. I wanted to pit under the virtual safety car. There was a virtual safety car. I thought I could be clever and pit. And now there's a red flag and we're down to P9. If I swear to God, if we start this red flag restart in P9, I'm suing. I don't know how. There's not a feature to sue, but I want to sue the FIA in-game. That is unbelievable. What is that now? Is that four separate times where the red flag has finessed me in this one single season? Never tell me, oh, I get so lucky with red flags and say, no. This has screwed me over for the 4th time now. Unbelievable. So this is the onboard from Leclerc, because he has a good view of everything going on ahead of him, basically. So we go for the move on Russell, you can see, and he just goes straight on. Look at that trajectory for that Ferrari. Goes straight on and breaks my front wing. Sainz breaks his front wing further into turn 1. And then look at Zhou Guanyu just spins on his own accord. Oh, you know what? No, I think he actually spun because of the Audi's front wing at the apex, and then he collects both Mercedes cars. The Red Bull of Lando Norris gets away scot-free, but yeah, I think Zhou Guanyu legitimately span there because he collected and got a puncher from the front wing of Sainz that was on the floor up the apex, and then you saw Russell just locked up and went straight on rather than taking the left turn. It won't matter because obviously red flag repairs all the damage, but I don't know whether we're starting P9 now when the red flag came out, or it goes off the count back. Also, I'm not too sure if we're going to actually get the hard tyres, because you can see it's not indicating my soft tyre, so I don't know whether the game's glitched again and is going to give me the wrong tyre. Let's see. No, we are on hards. Oh, yes, we're in 4th place. Thank you, F1 gods, as we go to lights out once again. Button's real slow off the line. He's also chosen the hards. Tsunoda on mediums, and oh, God, even though we overtook Button there, I can see why Button got such a bad getaway. My God, these hards are so cold. Stone cold hard tyres. Of course, there's no, there's hardly any time to kind of really heat them up, basically, with the red flag restart. So Tsunoda on the mediums has really benefited. Oh my God, he's nearly 2 seconds ahead as once again Button engages with me with a fight, and again we keep it clean. And as we have done all race and we have done all season, even in this moment, we're keeping it clean with the rules of engagement with our own teammates. But annoyingly, myself and Jensen, we both had the same idea. Maybe the tyre wear's too high, let's go on hards. But that has initially given the better grip to the likes of Tsunoda, and to be honest, Verstappen, who's snapping at our heels annoyingly. That Ferrari looks very quick. At least the Ferrari Verstappen on the medium tyres. Yeah, the mediums right now, they may wear out later, but at the moment, they've obviously heated up and gripped up way more than the hard tyres, as we're now once again side by side with Button, and all this fighting's not really helping us too much, but it's not like I can, tell him to stop, or, there's no teammate communication, annoyingly, in this game at all. And, even letting him go, there's no guarantee he's going to close up to Tsunoda and bring us along for the ride, because I genuinely think Tsunoda's just pulling away on the mediums. And so now we're locked into this fight with Button. Again, he's a bit reluctant to make a move until we get to the apex for the final corner. He goes round the outside, gets the better line on the exit, but we now have DRS and some ERS to play play around with as we cross the line for lap 15. 10 laps to go. Annoyingly, Verstappen's joined us and he's followed us through. He's up to P3. I mean, it's not annoying for me, obviously, for the team and Button. This is kind of good for me because obviously takes points off Jensen, but I'm now just a little bit annoyed that Tsunoda's so far away, so he's going to be outscoring us by 7 points. Button! Oh, what a move this is! Oh, exquisite stuff. It's Leclerc! He's slow! Leclerc is slow! He's got a problem! Leclerc in the second last race! He is out of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and his bad luck from real life continues into the game. And it's a horrid day for Audi. Sainz down in P19 because of that damage he had, pre-red flag, etc. Oh, Leclerc. Absolute pain and depression in the cockpit of the Audi. And the man from Monaco, once again, is left disappointed. He is out. And that will be him out of the championship. Now I bet he wishes he had won a race in a previous round, because that would have really helped negate this complete 0-point scoring position. You know, if you're going to be in a championship fight without scoring a win, you have to be consistently up there every single goddamn race. And you can't afford a DNF like that where your rivals are, well, 1, 2, and 3 right now. Tsunoda, Button, myself. That is pretty much Leclerc out of the title fight. That is devastating for him, maybe devastating for you guys who are enjoying Leclerc being up there, you know, in this amazing position, no wins and being in the title fight. It's pretty incredible for an AI driver. But the F1 game, like real F1, is a cruel mistress and a sport. And whilst I've been going on about all of that, you know, obviously, as you can clearly tell, myself, Button, and Verstappen still squabbling and just swapping positions left, right, and centre. I'm not even showing you all of the highlights because there's just too many of them, and they're all kind of samey of us just constantly going back and forth. But we're up to P2 at the moment, and for now, Verstappen's got back ahead of Button and in the middle of us, and he's looking pretty quick, you know. He's nailed on through the Sector 1 corners. The medium tyre is working really well for not only Verstappen, but Tsunoda as well, and the hards, they're actually not looking too quick, at least on our car, relative to these two, as Verstappen goes for the move on the outside. This would be unbelievable. Can we fight him back? Bit of battery use on the exit. Can we maybe find a way through on the outside? Oh, what the? Button! Oh my days, what the hell? Button has gone for a move I never thought an AI would make. That was unbelievable. And annoyingly, what have you done, Jensen? What have you done? You've just let Verstappen have a bit of breathing room now as we get back up into third. But Button, with that dive bomb, slowed him up as well, because he nearly went off circuit. And now Verstappen's got a bit of breathing room. And, well, myself and Button will continue to fight a little bit. Again, Button goes for the move into the final corner on the inside. I'd try and squeeze him, but he's forced our hand by getting to the inside apex there on the exit now. Squeeze him a little bit again. Battery use, but I think he's got DRS. He does. He's got DRS, so he's very quick. Oh, boy. We are getting so close to making contact there as we both jockey for position. And for the first time, it looks like the fighting's getting a little bit tense between myself and my favourite F1 driver, Jensen Button, as we want the third place, because honestly, I think annoyingly, Tsunoda and Verstappen may just be pulling away with this. Tsunoda's 7 seconds ahead, Verstappen's 2 seconds ahead. He's still kind of in the realm of us as we go for a repass on Button. Like I said, there are a few little moves here and there on straights that I'm not showing you everything, because it's just basically the same overtake over and over again. You know, like in Monza, the slipstreams are so powerful, you're just yo-yoing back and forth, but this fight is getting pretty tense, especially at turn 1. No, we lock up. Oh, it's a huge error. No, in a crucial race where we're already losing points to Tsunoda. We're only, like, what, 2 points behind Button. This is a disaster for us now. We're down to P6. We've lost 3 positions, because we were in P3. Fittipaldi out the Grand Prix, but oh, it's a big error. Virtual safety car, that'll allow us to recompose a little bit and take a breather, but oh, that's a big error. We locked up on the paint, wasn't it? The paint going into turn 1. Virtual safety car's ending. Look at the delta time. for once, we're going to be able to pay back for the issues in Canada. We jump Russell off the virtual safety car because the Delta was a little bit too in our favour, basically, compared to him. So we make the move, get back up to P5, but now we have to make the move on Lando, but not a hard pass because the Red Bull Ford is very out of position, I must say. It's been a long time, you know, since I've seen a Red Bull in the top 5 in this season and in the series really as a whole. So we're back up to P4, but Button is there in P3, and a little bit worryingly, as we're on here the second last lap, Jensen might be catching. He is catching Verstappen. This is very not good for us as Button goes round the outside, inches away from contact with the wall and Verstappen. The Dutchman comes back at him, but Button's got a very good exit. He's saving a bit of ERS though for when they cross the line. He's now deploying. Neither of them have DRS actually because they were so close together, but Button is into P2. He's got it at turn 1, and all of a sudden this is looking like we're going to be on the back foot going into the final episode of the season and on this game. Sonoda is leading, Button is P2, we're in P4, so we're not only losing points, we're losing more points than we really should be with that mistake we made. Maybe there's a last minute bit of drama. Can Verstappen do us a solid and re-overtake Button? Yuki Tsunoda though, back-to-back wins from Japan to Jeddah. Tsunoda wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and Button, he's going to remain in second place. It's a big position and overtake for Button there on Verstappen. Second place for him, and for us, we have to settle for P4. Oh.
They've delivered an outstanding performance today and under intense pressure to take a well-earned victory at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
A reliable car. That was the most important factor here. This was a real battle of attrition, and you could tell those at the front were trying to find a balance between running their outright pace and taking care of the car to reach the end.
Well, pour one out for Charles Leclerc, because compared to me, he's in a world of misery. He's 21 points now off the top, but Button leads the championship. 5 points now to Tsunoda in P2, and we're 8 points back. We're going to need to score well in the sprint to set ourselves up for that final Grand Prix. We absolutely are. But Tsunoda's in the mixer now. He's cooked enough where he's brought himself back into the title fight. Leclerc's out of it. And it goes now to the final episode. Guys, if you have enjoyed this one, hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll catch you guys next time for our final episode on this game.